Now from Mississippi is my NBC News colleague Vaughn Hilliard. Vaughn, you've made it to the finish line. You're almost there. What are you hearing from voters today?
Good afternoon, Katie. 2 hours until the polls close here in Mississippi. And the one thing that we've consistently heard from voters across the board as they walk into the polls is this frustration with the perpetuation of the idea that Mississippi continues to be a place of racial division. Now, to note, Cindy Hyde-Smith is the Republican candidate, is the one that put it right back into the conversation here in the state, bringing up images from generations past. And the conversation, though, is turned to what extent, what number of Republicans are ultimately going to turn away from Cindy Hyde-Smith and be willing to vote for the Democrat in this race, Mike Espy. There's a lot of young, particularly white Republicans that we have talked to over the course of the last week that have said that they are tired of the stereotype and plan to vote for Espy. But the question was the older generations. And I want to play for you Sutton Marks. He's been married for 69 years now. He arrived to the polling place with his wife today. He voted on November 6th, Katie, for Cindy Hyde-Smith, calls himself a Republican. Today, he walked in and voted for Mike Espy. This is part of what he told us.
I think that she just indicated that she had some extreme views, which I don't share. And we don't need people like that voting or representing Mississippi. We need to get into the mainstream of things. That's pretty much it.
The other voting bloc, Katie, are those 140,000 Chris McDaniel voters. I talked to one gentleman, David McGee, a cattleman just outside of Starkville, just got off the phone with him. And we talked to him back before that November 6th race, and he said if his candidate did not go forward, he didn't know how he was going to vote. Well, just a few minutes ago, he told me for the first time in his life, he is not going to the polls to vote for either candidate in this race out of frustration with the two candidates. That said, again, this is a tall task for Mike Espy, and whether he's able even to come close in this race is a big question mark going into tonight here, Katie.
Let's try and figure out a few more answers to that. Vaughn Hilliard in Mississippi.